Well,
Yeah.
welcome back to the Whiskey and Wisdom podcast, everyone. I
Heyo.
hope you got all of your drama going on in the rapping
You don't need
community.
TNT anymore.
Right. So what
I love
happens
it.
when we have our conversations before the podcast starts? So everyone who's watching live, you're welcome. So
So like you said, welcome back, constant co-host Chris Kellum and Tyler Yaw.
Tyler, y'all.
And today we have these lovely ladies with us. Please introduce yourself.
My name's Sammy McGee, and this is Amelia Smith. We are both hairstylists and business owners in Wilmington.
Nice.
We started together-ish.
Well,
So we'll let you tell the story.
okay.
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 Go ahead.
So we started, I met Sammy when I left another salon, and then we somehow took over your grandmother's salon.
Mhm.
And
Oh, wow.
that's how Sammy and I met. And we worked together for how many years?
Mm,
A
like,
long,
like 8 years.
Yeah,
She was
8.
my boss.
yeah,
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
yeah.
She still is my boss. But we don't-
unofficially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like anytime something happens like business related, I always call her because I know that like she's gonna give me like the realest advice that I need.
Mhm.
Like she's not gonna sugarcoat it, but she's just good. Like I was like, if I never work for myself, I will work for you forever and always.
And there will always be a place for Sammy because I got mad love for her.
Yeah,
Love
but
it.
she's like if I had like a well, I guess you are like my fairy hair godmother.
And you're like my baby girl.
Yeah. Yeah. But we go way back.
Yeah.
Love to hear that.
Uh-huh.
Before we go too deep into it, what's everybody drinking today?
I have a Jack and Coke.
Classic.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yes.
Very
It's
classic.
very much has a home at my house on the shelf.
Nice.
I am drinking the special, which is the bourbon smash.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Yes.
Which I'm
And
gonna
for
try
those who
next.
don't know, it is on special over at Alcove.
Mm-hmm.
We partnered with them because we're as you know, we're live at Azalea Station and their sister bars.
Yeah.
I'm drinking the same thing, so
Yeah,
it is delicious.
Really can't wait.
It
It
is-
looks refreshing.
I'm hoping that the bartender will bring the other one over here.
Yeah.
It'll be
We
on
can
special all month.
Send someone over
Oh.
there with
The
yeah.
whole month of July. So if you get bored when you leave
Well,
the
my
shop,
clients love it when it hits like 5 p.m. around here and the bar opens back
Oh,
up.
yeah.
I'm like,
let's go.
still in the
Have
same
at it.
building.
Exactly.
We'll take a break. You
Yeah.
know, pause.
Yeah.
Walk through with your foils. And,
Uh-huh. Just not outside.
yes.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we kind of all connected because we were neighbors at one point.
Yeah.
We've had to move our own separate directions, but
know.
yeah, unfortunately. But that was awesome having you guys in here too. And then also, one of our previous guests.
Yeah, Christina.
Right? Christina.
Yeah, she is a client of mine, and over the years, we've just gotten closer and closer. And now we're like, I call her my wife
Yeah.
because like she's got her children, and then she'll grab mine, go to their house. But we became best friends like through. I'm the whole reason she came here.
Right.
Don't let her tell you anything different. So
Makes
she's
sense.
yeah. So we're moving into over here, and she's like, well, now I can't just walk through the building and see you anymore.
Right.
I know. I'm like, you'll just have to walk outside.
I was going to say, yeah, now it's just cross parking lot.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So how long ago did you guys get started in here? What made you want to get into that industry?
Oh, I
Well-
actually would like to know your side of it because I know you know mine.
Thank you.
I'll
Neither-
take the little one
yeah,
because I still.
Either way, the straw is going to come out. So.
She doesn't know I'm going to put it on her tab.
Oh, thank you. So I actually went to college and got my degree in broadcast journalism,
Oh, okay.
and I worked at Fox 22 as an assignment desk editor for
Oh, wow.
like maybe a year, and I realized I hated it,
Mm-hmm.
and I hated the people that worked in that industry.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, what am I going to do? So I went and I got a job at like the Farm Bureau doing data entry. And I pretty
Right.
much just wanted to kill myself every day on the way to work. And I was driving into oncoming traffic. It was awful. And I said, is this it? Is this what there is? Do I have to do this 9 to 5 grind? Is that what
Right.
it is? And finally, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to hair school. Started as a joke. My father was a
Yeah.
hairdresser in New York City
Okay.
from the 50s to the 70s. He worked in the theater district.
Oh, yeah.
And he would tell me stories here and there. So I went to my mom and I was like, Mom, I think I'm going to go to hair school. And she said, I don't care what you do now. You got your degree. And I was like,
Great.
yeah. So $60,000 later,
Right.
I went to hair school and I started. And the day one, I was like, this is it. I fell in love. And, you know, every day's a vacation for me because I love my job. I mean, you know, you pretty much play all day and
Yeah.
bullshit with clients and play with hair. But I mean, there's more to it.
Of
But,
course. Yeah.
I could tell you the dark side, but
There's a very dark side.
there is a very dark side. But you
Isn't
know,
that-
it's other than, but it's just it's a really great people when you touch them like that.
Yeah.
Some of them haven't been touched at all
Yeah.
in a day or
Mhm.
two or a week.
Or you get a
And-
message after
yeah.
where you like completely like you asked that one question that someone needed to ask them for a
Yeah.
while and
Yeah.
it like it stays with them.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
So we really are unlicensed psychologists.
Thank
Right.
God. Like there are times I've like cried myself to sleep.
Oh yeah.
I actually had to fire a client one time because it was just I couldn't
Oh yeah.
like
Oh,
I
wow.
felt like the minute that like I booked her again that I was already having anxiety about like
Mhm.
the next time and like the breakup was just like I kept trying to be like, oh maybe I can get by with like not booking her, just be really busy. But then somehow like there were some like other things that were going on.
Yeah.
But I just realized it was like so negative and I have like that empathic heart where I think most people who do hair do where I'm
Sure,
like,
yeah.
she's leaving so much negative energy with me that like by the time I get to my 5th client, like I don't know if I can do it. Like,
Right.
or if I go home, I'm just like crying my eyes out for hours and I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. So I just had to tell her, I'm like, unfortunately, we are not the best fit for each other.
Right.
And like, I thank you for our time together, but like, it's not open for discussion. I wish you the best.
Yeah.
That's huge like step for
Yeah.
a business owner.
Yeah.
And especially like a small business owner to be
Yeah.
able to say like, hey, you know what, this isn't working out because like especially when you first start, you're like,
Yeah.
I will take anyone and everyone at any time.
Yeah.
You're like
But
trying to
then-
get them to break up with you. You're like,
exactly.
maybe you want to try like somebody else. But at this point, I had exhausted every route, and I was like, I can't even offer. I don't
Wait.
want it.
Is that the girl that you sent to me?
Yeah,
but
but that was before I broke up with her. Wait, I forgot I did that. Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh.
you did. It was just bad.
She was on her best behavior when she came to me because I was just like, you know, she was like, oh, I couldn't get in with Sammy, so Sammy told me to come to you, but I'm going back to Sammy. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
I was like, just do it so good that she like
Yeah.
because
Kick them
I hadn't reached that point of like boss babe attitude yet.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I really just want to make people happy, and I realized it was taking a toll on me. Whereas she is a lot further in our careers, where she's just like, yeah, no. And so then
That
eventually,
stops it.
when I did that, like it was honestly one of the best days of my career because I was like, I can say no, like
Mhm.
I can do that. And then now it's like,
That's huge.
right.
That's huge. It's a huge step for a hairdresser.
We want to give a
Uh,
shout out to Jen Independent Stylist podcast and her.
Amen.
She's a girl on TikTok who like
I
she
found her on
turned-
Instagram.
Yeah, and she has this workbook on like how you can text back your clients and how to set boundaries and how to do pricing. And I remember coming to her and like we were kind of having this chat about like I need to make this and I need to do better. And like I was like, but I'm scared. And she goes, if someone's gonna charge that much in town, why can't it be you?
Right.
And I was like,
Good
you're
point.
right. Okay. And so it had all these like ways, and I actually like copy and pasted when I was breaking up with the woman. I was like, this is what we're gonna do. Cause she had already just like she would just like show up. She thought I didn't answer phone calls, so she thought like I had gotten in a car accident. But really it was like my weekend
Right.
did not work.
Well, that's another
So-
thing. Boundaries are huge. You know,
Yeah.
I will get texts. It starts
3:00 in the morning.
at 9 a.m. I will start getting texts. And then by, 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night, it's still going on. And, my boyfriend's like, who's texting you at this hour? And I'm like, oh, it's a client.
Yep.
They never
Flip.
believe us.
Turn the phone over. And, now I've just started, if it's not my working hours, they just stay on, unread.
I got petty one time though. Somebody messaged me at like 3:00 in the morning, and like it's if you can apologize before you send the message,
Yeah.
like I can be a little bit more understanding. But if it's like, hey, so I was thinking about bangs and blah 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 blah, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna send her multiple messages back at like 5:30 in the morning when I get up. It's going to be like, hey, good morning. Sorry for messaging you so early, and just let it ding, 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 ding. And she's like, oh, I'm really sorry I messaged you at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, no, it's fine. At that time, I don't really know how to compose a full message back
Yeah.
to someone. But, you know,
And if you had like an Android phone, you could actually schedule when to send your messages.
That is really cool about Android.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why can't iPhone? Why can't I? Like, why can't iPhone? Why can't
we
it do it?
can't go down that
I was
path.
gonna say
That's a whole other-
Chris
That's a
says
whole-
already.
That's a whole
Yeah.
Chris rant. I didn't know that wasn't an option. So like I work with a bunch of people and everyone, like there's 3 of us who'd have non iPhones, and I'll sit there and I'll like schedule a message because I'll think about it. I'm like, I'm trying to get better at it. If I think about it, I need to write it.
Right.
And so I'll say it, but I'm like, oh, it's after business hour. So I'll hit the button, schedule, send at like 8 the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing stuff and it'll be like, oh, hey, someone responds. I'm like, oh, I forgot I sent this.
Yeah.
But like,
That's amazing.
so
yeah.
amazing.
I don't know why iPhone doesn't do that. It's like get with the program.
That
Mhm.
right.
There's so many things iPhone can do.
That's actually like so
Yeah.
amazing because I feel like that, like, especially my hands are always like in color or wet.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
like when I think about it, I'm like, let me just Siri, can you just?
Yeah.
And then if it could just send it at the appropriate time, that would be.
Siri.
You might be
she's-
getting the update though.
Oh,
They're doing like there's a new iOS update.
I do want I want the flip phone option. Nothing made me
Oh,
feel
yeah.
cool when you like hang up on somebody. You're like,
There is.
Right?
See,
There
back
is
in my day, it
true.
was, oh, yeah,
yeah,
Like-
yeah,
that felt good.
yeah.
I mean, there is the Moto. So Moto Razr
Yes,
is back,
I-
so you can
I
flip.
saw that.
And Samsung has a flip phone now.
So I'm actually intrigued to like find out about the Moto because I heard the tune while I was like walking around the house and I was like, no way. Because I feel like
That's
I
the-
definitely had it. That's
Yeah.
that's
It's the
kids will
same
never
reason.
know.
No,
exactly.
they-
I saw something. They were like, "What was your original cell phone?" Or like, "What was your first phone?" It was all these things, and like Razr was like the
Yeah.
bottom row, and I was
Yeah.
like, I was too broke to start with a Razr, so I
Yeah.
got like the cheap brother of it, so it didn't have that hard click to it.
God, I love that.
God,
So
I think my
sad.
first one, I had a BlackBerry. I had
That was my
Blackberry
second.
I
Ping.
had the old
Yeah.
Nokia that you could literally be underground
Mhm.
making
that's
phone
right, yeah.
calls.
Oh, the Nokia was
that
great.
you
I
would,
had like the
but
light
it
up
had, like,
antenna.
Yes,
the
I
Yeah, like I had all like.
Okay, when you text, it was the old fashioned like phone. We had to be A1,
Oh yeah.
B2. It was like you had to like push the
What would
buttons.
our clients? I just can't even imagine being a hairstylist back then.
Trying to
Like
text
thinking about like
clients.
how far like we've come where people can like go to our website, go to our booking link, make their own
Right.
appointment, and then we can approve, deny. But you can send us an email. Now you can text us to let there's so many
And then
ways
all
that
the
like
reminders. I used to have to call people. Hi, this is Amelia. I'm just calling to
Uh-huh.
remind you of your appointment next Tuesday at 3:00.
oh, I
If
used
you
to work
need
the front
res-
desk
yeah,
for you.
I know.
I was slow.
You used to run the front desk.
Well, yeah, because I had like just started when I first started working for them. I had like 4 or 5 jobs.
Yeah,
I was. we're
she was
gonna
a
work-
she's a
we're-
hustler.
We're gonna
Hustler.
put this out there. I was a
Hustler,
Hooters
baby.
girl second time.
Mhm.
So I was a Miller Lite girl.
Yes.
I worked at a girl like 6:30 in the morning till like 11:30. Came in. I taught my age a dance team for the Wilmington Sea Dogs.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
And then I did the Little League, which eventually I brought her on to be the mascot at the games. Like,
So-
that's just how great she is.
Yeah, I wanted to be the mascot because I was like, this mascot sucks. This mascot's just walking around in circles. Of course, once
I
I
was like,
became the mascot, I
"I'm the
understood
mascot."
why.
It's
The
like,
suit's
ah,
really
okay.
hot, but I was at least trying.
You did. It was awful there at the end because
Ooh.
they moved us to like the Blizzard Athletics. So
Yeah.
like we just had like 2 rows of seats and still having to go out there and do like our dance performances and smile. And we're like, there's like 5 people here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd be out there. Who let the dogs out? And I'd be like,
Yeah.
That's
But I
awesome.
just,
this
you know,
as what was salty.
I'll do the Sea Dog. Yeah.
I didn't even know about that.
I didn't either.
You didn't
No?
know about the Wilmington Sea Dog?
They were around forever.
Oh,
It's
and
sad.
no, like I knew about them. I just didn't watch sports back then.
Oh,
Like not in
I don't watch
person.
sports.
I'd like
either.
to say that everybody came to the game for us, but I mean, no,
Possibly.
don't get me wrong. The guys are great.
Yeah.
But like in the beginning, when it first had started, it was such a big thing in this town because it was like semi-pro basketball. Like
Yes.
they brought in there were people from like the Bahamas here and like just all over. And it
Wow.
was like, I remember I was like, my life is changing. I'm going to be like a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
Oh.
Even though,
And now there's a whole like Netflix special.
Oh,
about
it was
the
great.
PCCs.
It was great.
Watch it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, my daughter got into it too. Like, it was pretty great.
So
So how'd you get started then?
thank you.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
okay. So my grandmother is like a founding father of hairstylist in Wilmington.
Oh wow.
So she had a salon at Racewell Beach, is where I grew up.
Oh, okay.
And it was, it's actually, I think it's like Chops. No, it was Chops Deli. It was the Taco Bell.
Oh.
Behind
yeah.
there was where her salon was. So I was basically like raised in the salon
And was
with,
what, Nancy's?
yeah, Nancy's Hair Cutters. So
Yeah.
like
Mm.
if anybody that lived at the beach,
Mm-hmm.
Came there.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the place.
And
yeah.
so I was raised in it. And I remember saying like, I'm not going to do hair. I'm going to be a veterinarian. Like they're like, and I just like, I'm allergic to dog saliva now. So like it would have never worked
Oh,
out.
wow.
But I remember getting into like high school because my mom worked there too. She did nails.
Mm.
So I remember getting into high school and I had been competitive dancing my whole entire life. And so makeup just kind of became like one of those things I got into. And then I really just loved like plucking my friends' eyebrows and like curling their hair. And then I don't know, I took a year off after high school and one of my friends was in hair school and I was like, how was school today? And so I went and that's kind of like where it started. And I went to go do my apprenticeship at my grandmother's salon because I knew it would be easy.
Right.
They would let me start working immediately without like, you're supposed to do like 6 months of like training
Right,
before,
yeah.
but they immediately let me start working. And it was a different time. And I had to learn. I mean, I remember having a guy walk out and like getting mad because I didn't know how to do a Caesar haircut.
The Caesar. Yeah.
And I
Don't know
remember
what that
like
is.
crying because I was like, they didn't teach us how to do men's haircut in school.
There's
But
so
now-
much that they don't
I have
teach.
There's
so
so
many
much.
questions to that too.
Yeah.
What's the Caesar's haircut?
I think,
Oh,
let's let,
George Clooney,
yeah, where it's like,
early 2000s, where it was all forward,
Yeah.
short on the side.
okay.
You remember?
you know,
Yeah,
like in
there's that-
the boys in like middle school were like gelling it, like,
Gotcha.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally, go
Ungelled.
watch any Roman movie and you'll see the
Like
Caesar
that.
haircut. What's up?
It was quite literally a fade.
right.
Like
Yeah.
it was a very harsh fade, but like it just went up and just stopped. Like
Okay, I see what you're saying.
but
See,
it
and
pulled
after
it
the
in
Caesar, then they
because
took
of-
it and just spiked it the front.
Yeah.
And that was the next iteration of the
Yeah.
But
Caesar.
it
Gotcha.
was just the audacity of this guy. Like all he had to do was just talk to me about it and I would have figured it out.
Right.
But I love doing men's haircuts now. Like I worked.
so much easier than women.
It's just
Mhm.
fun.
It's different.
It's different. Like it's very intricate, right? Like one cough from them when you're cleaning up the back of their neck and like game over.
True.
Yeah.
But like just men in general, actually like our little salon, like we have so many guys that come to us and I want to say like it's because we do a good job,
Mhm.
but like it's not the same that you're going to get from a barber, right? Like a barber's like
Very
Josh,
different. Yeah.
his handsome self over there with his gears and all this other stuff. Like I'm like, you do you, but we have like the salt. I say the saltier
Yes.
version
Mm.
of it. Like, you know,
It's
Right.
very different. Like from moving from place to place.
yeah,
Like my brain comprehends because I work in jewelry. Like it's the difference between going from like everyone sells jewelry, but
Right.
they don't all specialize in the same thing.
hmm
Like some places do more watches, some do custom, some people do more like gemstones. Where you
Right.
ladies are like, you do amazing men's haircuts,
right,
but it's a different experience than if you go and see Josh
right.
and you're the only person in there and you can chat it up.
Yeah,
and,
he's
like,
got the whole. His is good.
It's a
It's
different
like
vibe.
a
Yeah.
lounge type
Which
of
is
feel
different
to
than
it.
going to like a traditional barber shop where
Mm.
everyone's sitting there and I'm like, hey, you know what time I'm trying to get my hair cut.
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
you
"Hey,
guys
have
are
a seat."
hanging
We're
all day.
waiting
Right.
3 hours. I'm like,
Well, that's why we didn't want to like originally when we were naming my salon, we were gonna go dirty blonde salon. I think, or yes, that's what we were gonna do. And then I was like, it's too girly. We wanted to have something, and now like we both are no longer Hill and Clutch, right? It's like she
Yeah.
got married, I got divorced, so like she's a Shannon, I'm back to McGee. But it is like the brand that we built. But even when decorating it, I was like, I don't want to do anything too girly in here. So we kept a lot of greens, a lot of blues, because like I wanted the guys to like walk in and
Yeah.
still feel like they weren't like walking into.
You see, and I went. So when I first got into the industry, you didn't specialize. You did everything. You did
Right.
perms. You did
Everything.
men's cuts.
Oh yeah, you can't turn anything down.
So yeah, you just did it
Exactly.
all.
You get pregnant, then you can.
Yeah.
Right.
And now, you know, our industry has become very niched. There are people who
Mhm.
specialize in just blondes. There are people who specialize in there are women who are hairdressers who specialize in just men's cuts,
Mhm.
and women who specialize in just, extensions, where I specialize in curls.
Mm.
I got a
So,
bad review about that. That's the only bad review I have, everyone, is that someone thought I was a curl specialist, and I am not. She is.
See, to me,
Oh, she
it's
lit me up.
also really silly because, like, you walk in, you have nice, gorgeous, straight hair.
Thank you.
You have really curly hair.
I would want
To me, I would naturally go to you and be
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm sure you're a curl specialist.
hmm
That'd be me getting mad at, like, a Caucasian barber who, like, can't do a proper fade.
yeah,
right,
I'm like, you do a really good one, but
right.
old dude's better.
Well,
Yeah.
she said that it had listed on our website that we were curl specialists. We don't have it listed anywhere, so I don't know if during her Googling whatever, and
she probably got confused.
and
or
my
something.
thought process is like what I've learned from you from back then is like I have people now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a million in my head when I'm looking at a curly client. I say, come in with the way that you naturally wear your hair with your curls. And then I go in and kind of like spritz it and kind of like it, and then I go in and
Yes.
cut. She complained about
That's right.
that,
No, then some people will just complain about
I was
anything.
gonna say,
Yeah.
yeah.
Her name was probably Karen.
but I used Chat GPT to like get back at her.
Oh, good
There
for
you go.
Yeah. Like
That's
I
the
was
way
like,
to
I
do
need
it.
to sound educated and I know.
Chat GPT, tell me how to.
That, I think,
That's the way to use AI.
is
right
my one thing I wish I could do on, like,
Oh.
reviews is just clap back at stupid people.
Oh, I did.
Like, I get bored, and, like, I got really fancy a few years ago. I was like, oh, I'm taking pictures while I'm traveling. Let me just leave reviews of, like, good places. And then I'm like, but there's that one person who leaves a bad review, and I look at it, and they're like, I had someone say, oh, they ignored me while I was waiting in line, and I hope they don't judge a book by its cover. And I really want to be like, cool, man. Real talk. How busy were they?
Yeah.
Was everyone in there talking to somebody else?
Right.
Like,
Well,
no
so
one cares what you look like. We
Right.
don't.
right.
She said that she didn't feel important. So how I clapped back was I went even further than I probably should have gone because I was upset at first. We had PTSD from
Yeah.
yeah, right.
yeah.
So I was like I had to go back and look and see. It was her first time there. Like she had made the comment about how she didn't feel like a priority because I was obviously doing my friend's hair. But if you have been with a hairstylist for more than one or two times, you're my people now. Like I'm
Right.
gonna talk to you about your weekend and we're gonna kiki it up and like make jokes with you. Like that's I will be immature for life. I'm serious in most aspects, but like I joke around a lot and you're once my friend, always
understandable.
my friend. I don't care if you're not in my chair or not. So she said that. But then she tried to make me look bad that she drove a half an hour and I was running and I let her know I was running like 10 minutes behind. But when people fill out like their questionnaire to come see me, I do know where their addresses are. And so I put it in and I'm like, you're literally 7 minutes from the salon. And so I just used my Chat GPT. I was like, we like to be considerate because we don't have a front desk like most places. So if
Right.
I can get a second to send you a message to let you know, like I'm running behind, I just don't want you to feel like you have to sit there and watch me.
Cut someone else's hair.
Right.
I can't help what's going to happen down in here. Some people lie to me about box color or they're like, oh, I want to chop all my hair off. I forgot to let you know.
Yeah. Or,
Made my mind up in the
Right.
oh
car.
gosh. Yeah. You'll set aside time like, hour and a half for a color retouch. And they're like, I think I want some highlights.
And you're like, you want the money.
Well,
And then you're like,
Being a greedy
Mm.
biatch. I'm like, okay, let's do it.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, real talk. It's money.
Scheduling is probably, like, the
and that's
hardest
how we
part.
make our money. We make our money on our time.
Time is money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I worked at the day spa, there was
You worked at a day spa.
Chris has done many a things,
Mhm.
but not many were duplicated. Like
Okay.
I did it to learn. I was like, okay, I like this. I don't like
Mhm.
that. We'll do this. I worked at a day spa because they were like, hey, we like you. Like the owners had seen me at my other job and like, hey, we like you. We want your personality, show up. And so I worked there for a little bit, and that's when I realized how much it was true. Like time is money, because there was one lady who'd be like, all right, cool. I looked at her book and it was like side by side. Like someone's getting this done, and while
Mhm.
this is getting done, she has somebody else dropped in so that way they can, while their
Yeah.
their color setting, they're in there cutting this lady's hair. And I was like, oh, she doing a thing.
I feel like I made more money when I had the availability and the space to have an assistant.
Yep.
Oh,
Mm.
absolutely.
Like that was, especially when I was pregnant, I was like sick all the time. I would like look, Brandon, he's in
Yeah.
the cargo district.
Yeah.
He was my assistant.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no way.
He'll tell
Okay.
you that I'm the reason why he started doing hair, but I would look at him from across the building and he would see the look on my face and he would step in so quick. My clients wouldn't even know that I had like walked off.
Right.
Like I was like, you're leaving. But like he just had my back like that and I was able to like do double in a day.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
When I
what
have
I
my
can
assistant on
That's
point,
crazy.
I can be triple booked,
Yeah.
and I
Oh, wow.
usually am. If I'm not fighting her from my friend Leisha, with my friend Leisha, because usually it's like
She's worth fighting
my
for.
Yeah.
She was going to
yelling
be the
across
other
the
person if she
salon.
couldn't do it.
Yeah. Then because in our salon there's 3 stylists and our nail person, and the 3 stylists sometimes will fight over our assistant. So I'll be like,
That's how you know you got a good one.
I'm sorry.
That's how you know you got a good one.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
she's good.
Is it the same one that did wedding with me and Leisha? So Leisha, her girl,
No,
and I
that's
used to
Teresa.
work together, and we became like this.
Oh, okay.
And me and Amelia were like this. Well, they both ended up at a salon suites together. And I opened up my Instagram one day, and she's like, her and Leisha are going into business together. I'm like, how dare you both take each other from me? Rude. But I love it, honestly.
Yeah, and then we moved from Sola. Sola's a great space, but it was 2 of us in a 200 square foot room,
Mm.
and we double book each. So
Mhm.
before COVID, it was great. People there were women
Oh, God,
sitting on the
COVID.
couch having champagne, sitting outside.
yeah.
It was like a party in there all the
Yep.
time. But since COVID, we couldn't do that anymore.
Mhm.
So that's when I moved over to Oleander and
Mhm.
opened up Natural Beauty, so we would have more space. And now you go in there, and sometimes all the chairs are filled, the couch is filled, people are sitting in the back at the dryer. It can get pretty crazy
Wow.
in there.
I love that life, though.
Yeah, but that's good fun. When there's lots, and we all know each other's clients. And that's
Yeah.
the other thing in this industry is it used to be, well, it probably still is in some places, but I feel like there's so much competitiveness between hairstylists,
Mm.
and there really doesn't need to be,
Mhm.
Right.
because there's enough people in this town, and you can literally get in your car and go right or left.
You can go to where PT's is off of college, and you can find a whole plethora.
Yeah,
true,
there's
yeah.
literally a
They're
salon
all right there.
every corner, because someone gets pissed off and is like, well, I'm going to go open up my own salon. And that's what they do a block down the road. And so, you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
So really, I think as hairstylists, we need to learn to work together.
For sure.
Mhm.
We got it.
Yeah. Oh, we got it. Yeah. And I don't have if I've got a client who doesn't like the way I do their hair, please go to Leisha, go to Teresa, go down the street, go to
Yeah.
Sammy, go
Right.
somewhere else.
Or if I'm busy, I always send them.
Yeah. And I think that is how it needs to be. We need to really collaborate. But
Yeah.
anyway,
And
that's
the
fine.
crap talking about other people. Like,
Oh,
I don't,
yeah.
when people sit in my chair and I see like not great work, I'm not like, who did this?
No.
You're right.
Mm-mm.
Is
I
this
don't-
your client?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I do ask, like I've asked questions, and the reason I ask is to learn
Right.
like what that person's style is, so then I can
Right.
make adjustments.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you're used to this person. Okay, cool. Well, then I'll help you. Obviously, I don't cut hair.
Yeah.
Right.
But like in my business, if I know someone's used to working with a certain person, I know, oh, you're used to talking and spending, 30,
Right.
45 minutes in here, or you're used to just walking in saying, hey, I'm just looking around, cool piece. So
I think that's why Paige and I work so well, because we are very close, but we're polar opposites.
mhm,
She's very, if there were 2 of me in a salon,
you kill each other.
I don't know if much would get done.
no, I don't know. But like, whereas like if she's not in her talkative mood that day, not that she's moody at
Yeah,
all, she's not.
right.
She just takes a lot. So even with like a new client, it takes a lot. So I'm like, if you want a more quieter person, Paige's chair is where you want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Paige
then
is very like
She's just very like,
yeah.
she reminds me of like a little butterfly going across the smooth
I like that.
ocean. just
Yeah.
like a little unicorn. Like that's her. She's great at what she does, but like if her clients are in chatty mood, they'll normally just kind of chime in over where I am, and then
Oh,
it's
yeah.
you know.
Well, in our salon, there's usually yelling and screaming, and someone's throwing things. It's usually Johnny.
Oh,
He's our nail person,
oh my
and
gosh.
he's extra, but
Great at what he
fabulous.
does.
Fabulous.
You can make a nail out of nothing.
Yeah, he can.
Oh, wow.
And he can do anything on a nail.
Mhm.
And then Leisha, she's loud. Sometimes I can't even hear my clients over her and her clients talking. And I'm going deaf anyway, so that's not good. And then there's Teresa, who's so sweet. She started as our assistant.
That's who I was asking about.
Yes, she does beautiful makeup. Her and Leisha work together on weddings a lot. And she does absolutely beautiful makeup. She does great hair. And she's got straight hair, but is a curl specialist as well. And she's bilingual, which is fantastic because
Not I.
the dream of my salon is to be multicultural.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a single white person working there. There's, Hispanics, Native American, Black, and we take all kinds of hair types. We ain't scared. So I love that energy. But back to Teresa anyway. I just had to sidebar there. Teresa, she started as our assistant and then, worked through school. And then she got on a chair and she's doing great. But she is so good at really consulting and explaining things to the client.
She's good at taking direction.
Very good.
She got left. I don't want to say she got left with me. Because I have my wedding business side. So that's Port City
okay.
Pretty. And it's already been going for a while. I just hesitated like naming it because I'm a psycho. And I just wanted it to be. And then after a while, I was like, God, that's actually really cute.
It is cute.
Yeah, thanks.
It's
like it.
catchy.
Thanks.
I-
Yeah.
I'm going to have her interview me later for a job, see if I can get a job.
Yeah, there you
No,
go.
it's
Pretty.
Oh, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought she was like on
oh.
here. I'm like, never asked this question. But this Teresa got like left with me at a wedding because Alicia had to go. And she was so good at like taking direction from me, like where I
Yeah.
was like, no, just do this. Like she hopped right in and I'm like, there needs to be more of you in this industry that's like not
Oh my
scared
gosh.
to like have a strong personality come to you and be like, this is because like I'm telling you
go.
exactly what you need to do. Don't be scared at all. Just get in there, get it done.
That
We're good.
girl, she is just on it. I mean, when she was our assistant, I never had to tell her anything. The only thing is she was so good at organizing that sometimes I would go and look for something and be like,
I don't know where it is.
I would have made a
Depends.
terrible assistant.
oh, Teresa reorganized. Oh, okay. It depends.
Yeah.
Great. Just tell me where it is.
So, question:
Mm-hmm.
What is her generation?
Oh, she is 21. She's Gen Z.
Mhm.
Listen,
That was mine.
I'm Gen X, and I can tell you right now that I am grateful for the millennials and the Gen Zers.
I'm a
because
Gen Zer, by the way.
You guys, no, you're not.
Just letting you know.
You
Thank
guys,
you.
the millennials and the Gen Zers, they don't put up with anything.
Mm.
And they will protest. It kind of reminds me of how the boomers used to be
When they were teenagers.
when they were teenagers,
Yeah.
And now they're just, eating whatever is given to them right now. But I have a lot of respect for the millennials and the Gen Zers. I see good things coming.
Were you at 1 Million Cups a while ago?
I was,
I
yes.
thought, yeah.
Wait, what were you doing there?
Why not support locally?
Talking.
I don't even know what it is. Where is it?
I was so it's
A
with-
coffee place?
No.
Oh, okay.
So it's a business thing. And it's 1 million cups of coffee. You might be able to explain it better, but I was
Yeah,
just talking.
they bring in local business people and they just talk about what their business is and kind of
Oh.
what you're accomplishing. And the gist of it is you go in not to pitch yourself, but just to say what you're up to in the community and
Mhm.
how the main part of it is they'll ask you what can the community do to help you. Yeah, so it kind of takes the script and flips it.
I want to go.
Yeah,
Where
they're,
is
they're
it?
always looking for it. Jack is one of the guys, and
Where is it at?
it's
UNCW?
UNCW. Yeah, at the CIE.
Entrepreneurship building.
Yep, it's
Oh.
the CIE building, Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
I just got up there and talked about natural beauty and how it started and kind of what it's turned into and
Mm-hmm.
the fact that I see a future. The way I want to see salons in the future, because salons are actually one of the main places that are still really segregated.
Oh, yeah.
Like, think about it. A
Mhm.
very segregated part of society.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And we need to get past that because hair is hair is hair. It's all fiber.
That is so true now that I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Yeah. But going back to the school part,
Yeah.
in schools, they're not taught about texture. They're not
Mhm.
taught
Mhm.
about, how to work with hair in a three-dimensional concept. It's still very basic.
I thought it
So-
was really neat when you were talking about it because usually there it's like a bunch of white guys that are sitting in that thing.
Oh.
And so you were talking about that and everyone was like, whoa, Like you could just see it, like
Yeah,
just
like it just like hit for a minute.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, oh my
I
gosh, I
think
never
it just
thought of
happened to
that.
me.
Yeah,
Like I was like, I had never.
and most of the guys I was sitting next to, they're like, I go to Great Clips,
Yeah.
and I was
And-
like, it's a
Oh.
completely different world.
Yeah, it is. But I was thinking about a place like Great Clips is you don't know what's going to walk through the door next.
Right.
So a place like Great Clips
like-
is really good for teaching a stylist how to work quickly, efficiently, and on any kind of hair type.
And
Not
Great
always
Clips
well.
actually gives back. Like they're all the time doing like some type of, like behind the scenes, raising money for something. Like my
Awesome.
daughter was a cleft baby, and they worked with like all the Great Clips in the surrounding area. We did a whole bunch of like news presses over it, but they like
Yeah.
raised enough money to make bags with the hospital for moms who had children that were cleft
Oh wow.
children to have like special bottles and all this other stuff. And so it was like they were a big,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
people
that's neat.
like
Talk smack about it. But
in
Yeah.
in hindsight,
Yeah.
like besides like them, I don't know, I could be wrong, but aren't they on like a time limit they have to?
yes.
Mhm.
So the thing
That
about
scares
Great
me.
Clips is you get paid, and don't quote me on this, but you get paid based on the amount of time and also your tips, because really I don't think they make a whole lot per haircut,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
but the tips that they make, I mean, you figure you do 20 haircuts a day and
I
you
bet.
get tipped $5 to $10 per haircut.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Plus,
Yeah.
if you can get it done in a certain amount of time, I think you get bumped up on your pay or something like that. So it is a time-based situation, which is good
It is
and
good.
bad.
Yeah.
Good because not everybody can work under that kind of pressure, and we've seen what happens
Right.
sometimes
Yes.
when someone
Tears.
can't work.
Yeah.
Tears,
Oh.
bad fades, yeah.
Yes, I made a face. So like, I've only gotten a haircut from
It's
Great
okay, but
Clips
I've
like
got right here.
one.
Yeah.
Me too. When I was in
And-
college, I used to go.
I was like,
Yeah.
I just can't.
I
Like,
know.
'cause
It's a
the-
completely, I think it's
well-
a great place to like take your kid,
Yeah, because you don't want to spend $20+ on a kid's haircut who really doesn't care. And I think the only reason I went is because I was getting a brush cut, and like I was like, this can't get messed up, and they still messed it up. Actually, I think they did fine. They just didn't like line it up right.
Mhm.
I was so disappointed. And I
I've
was
only
like,
done that one time. It was to my brother. Because he was turned talking to an old teacher at
Oh,
the
yeah.
salon, and I got a picture from my dad later that day, and he took a picture of the back of his head, and he's like, "You ever send my son home like this ever again?" I'm like, "There's no way I can fix it."
no,
It was
you
like-
shouldn't have moved.
It was like literally his neckline was like this.
You can. You just got to bring his neckline up to
Yeah.
his occipital.
I was so embarrassed because I was like, I want my dad to know that like I'm good at what I do.
Yes.
And then I sent him home. I'm like,
It's like the pictures I see where like you guys like, hey, can you fix up my like line up here? And like you look at the guys and like, well, you have a receding hairline, so like your hairline's like back here. I don't know how you think that's gonna work.
I had someone the other day, and he asked the barber for a mullet. He grew his hair out, and he
Yeah.
really wanted to have like a good looking mullet.
Right.
And it was really short here, and then this last piece went to straight long. Like there was no. And so when he
Nothing.
took his hat off, he was like first time in my chair. I could not stop. I was like, it's like in the front, I know what's happening, but in the back, you're like Lord Farquaad. You're like, I don't know. It is so bad.
True party in the back.
Yeah,
That's
like
right.
it really was like, it was such a party. They couldn't even give you any. So we fixed it up. It looks good now, but we laugh like the whole time.
Listen,
he's
I don't
there.
know what the deal is with the mullet, but I have to say,
You like it.
having grown up with them, having had a mullet myself, yes, I did, and I rocked that bitch too.
I
I'm
think the
here
mullet
for
looks
it.
good when people have
I'm
like
here for
wavy
it.
hair. When it's
Mm.
straight, I'm like, Jordan.
Oh yeah, no.
I think I've seen a lot of mullets running around that I think
Mhm.
look pretty darn good.
It-
Take me right back to high school.
It had a comeback like
Right around COVID.
right before
Right.
COVID. I started seeing people, and then it hit, and they were like, I don't want to cut my hair, so we're just gonna go with it.
Yeah.
That's
All the
the
guys
only
were
reason
just
why
pushing
I have
it.
hair
They
right
were like,
now.
The only thing I don't like is the porn stash. I really am having a hard
yeah.
time with that.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that everywhere.
The mullet
And that with the mullet
mustache.
just makes you look like Chester the molester. I just
Yeah.
can't.
yeah.
No.
I have been noticing that popping up a lot more too, and it is like almost in tandem. Like if
Yeah.
you see one, you're probably gonna see the
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
And I blame Top Gun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
I
see,
don't know. I think it's hot.
the thing is, people don't realize like that's a military joke. Like
Mhm.
all
Yeah.
of them will get like the mustache
Yeah.
for their like deployment.
Yeah.
Like if they're out there or like they're going through school, they'll just grow the mustache because it's in regulations, and that's all they grow. And everyone's like, "You were on deployment, weren't you?" Well,
Meanwhile, I
you're-
have all brothers, and we go to a casino, and they all just do the handlebars.
Yep.
I'm like, y'all are idiots.
I was
You're
like, "No,
disgusting.
I can't do it." I think my goatee finally connected, so I could like cut this off.
Looks nice.
But my wife would not allow that.
Yeah. I didn't want to. It's like you can't not know them because you don't know anybody else at the casino, but you're
Yes.
like, they're all wearing Hawaiian shirts with like
Yes, you're like, I know
handlebars.
you.
I'm like, oh, can't be seen with you guys.
Is there any time that people come in and they ask for something like completely ridiculous?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Not a ton of people because I don't actually cut a lot of men's hair
Mhm.
unless they have curls. But the men's hair and most of my men I've been cutting their hair for years,
Right.
so they're just like, my regular little old guys.
Mhm.
But occasionally I'll have someone come in and they're like, yeah, I don't even I've had a mullet come by, couple of mullets.
Lots of mullet.
Lots of mullets. Lots of curly hair mullet, which I actually made look really cool.
Mm.
Really cool curly.
That's what I'm saying. The curly head mullets are like where it's at.
Yeah.
No. So, question. This is actually semi-serious. I'm here
Okay.
with all the silly ones, but now I got a serious one.
Okay.
If you could tell your, I'm just kidding. I'm not going for that one.
I was gonna say if you
Let's
take
go-
my question.
I'm like, oh god.
Being business owners, money aside, what does success look like for you guys?
For me, I just like when I saw her name on the cargo district mat, like that made me feel, yeah,
I like
like
that.
seeing my name either like tagged in something, brought up, word of mouth, or like even just having like a client come in and be like, oh, so and so told me all about you, and like I just couldn't wait to get here. Like that's like
So I'm gonna say what I am so proud of this girl from seeing her start as an apprentice in a little salon in Wrightsville Beach to having not one salon or not one business, but two. I am like, and of course, because she's my baby girl, I am just like, it blows my mind. I am so proud of her. As a matter of fact, when I drove by and saw the spot, I sent her a text. I was like, oh my, almost hit somebody, but that's okay. Do not text and drive.
yeah. So sweet.
So true.
But yeah. Success for me, having been in this industry almost 30 years, success is being able to have the freedom to make my own hours. So yes, as a business owner, you can make your own hours. Bullshit.
But create the
Yeah.
brand that you want to create. Like you have the freedom to decide who you want to be.
Exactly. And also to decide I don't want to work on Saturdays anymore and
Mhm.
still be able to pay the bills. I don't want to do men's haircuts anymore or do straight hair anymore or whatever. And I can still pay the bills. That
Burns.
to me is being able to actually have complete control over my business because in this
Right.
industry, sometimes you don't.
Yeah. You touched on something good too, and we brought it up in one of our other ones, but it's always funny when like the younger generation's like, I want to run my own business, so I don't have to work 9 to 5. And I was like, oh, okay, so you want to work 24/7 then?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yes.
that's what you're trading.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
And-
very true.
It is true.
And it's hard for other people that are your friends or family to understand
Mhm.
that, like, sometimes now they'll pay, but like if I have a client that's got to get on a flight at like 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, you can pay for me to come in early if I will do that for you.
Yes.
Right.
And
But,
there
like-
is an extra charge for that. Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
And there
sometimes
should
it's
be.
like late at night, I'm like watching videos about like, I'll get stressed out before weddings because I just want it to go perfect.
Mhm.
Right.
I'll watch videos just to keep like educating myself on like, what could I do better? How could I do their color better? How could I do this haircut better? Like the night before.
Yeah.
And it never stops.
No.
Like we're in that type of industry where it's like, we're not going to conventions all the time to learn, but like we're self-teaching,
Mhm.
self-learning, still diving, checking in with,
Yeah.
God, it does never stop.
Oh yeah.
It
It
never
really
stops.
doesn't.
And it should never stop. If you go to a hairstylist who literally has not been in a class or watching a webinar
Or not still learning.
or not still learning, then you're
Run.
with a hairstylist that
Mm.
has no passion for their industry.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, and this is an industry that takes passion because you can't work with people who you're literally exchanging energy with.
Mm.
And the thing is, I don't think you realize that each client that comes in is in a different mood. So your energy is doing this all day
Roller
long.
coaster.
yeah.
Mhm.
So this is so much more than just doing hair,
Mm.
The amount of time that people have either we've laughed to death or like cried and
Mhm.
oh my God.
I
Yeah.
can only
Just
imagine,
they've
yeah.
like and then I try not to cry, but like it gets me because you just like you connect in this way that like
People don't understand.
this is why there's licensed therapists. They probably know how to like cut that like emotion off when they're like
Mhm.
helping someone. And then we're over there, we're like, yeah, I know. Just like
With-
give it a hug.
I'm there with my crystals going,
Yeah.
Right.
You're
saging.
like walking them out the door of their car, like hugging them and
Yeah.
kissing them bye.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Going through
They're
the
so
tissues.
sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know where we were at.
so that's the podcast.
I say, yeah, that's how our podcast goes. But for our last question, though, official one anyway, is if you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
Dum,
You want to go first?
So this is going to sound really weird. I would tell my younger self to invest
Mhm.
because as hairdressers, you don't get a retirement.
Mhm.
Invest young. And I would also tell my younger self to go to med school
Like,
because
I was like, because you went to school.
yes, I went to college and also now I'm in school again for nutritional therapy. And so,
Mm.
and I see what this is a total offshoot, but I see what what our medical system is doing to people
Mhm.
and it's wrong. So
Does
anyway,
that mean you learn how to do Botox and things?
no, I'm learning nutrition.
You don't need Botox.
So you would
Because I'm
actually,
Gen Z.
I actually just made a new playlist for our podcast, and it's a health and wellness, and it's
Mhm.
all about like holistic health
Yeah.
and wellness.
And that's exactly what I would do is I would go into holistic health and wellness.
That's awesome.
But I do love what I do.
Yes,
I'm just-
yeah.
Right.
What you got for us, Sammy?
I think mine would probably be kind of maybe listening to myself more. Like I wish I kind of like
Yeah.
believed in myself more from the beginning
Mhm.
because I had other people that tried to like tell me no or like if
Mm.
and I kind of like learned over the years anytime somebody tells me no or don't think that like I can do it, like I will do it. Like when people start to doubt me, it comes and goes where it's like I've had family members like, no, maybe you need to get like a second job. And I'm like, no, I'm going to make this work.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
But it took like a
no
long
plan
time.
B.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
There's no plan B. You can't have a plan B if you
But
do.
also like just being confident back then. Like I wish I was more confident because the minute that I found it, I was unstoppable.
Mhm.
Right. But before that, yeah, like before that, I was like, anybody could tell me who I could be and what I couldn't do. And then it was like one day I was like, no, I'm going to win an award 3 times in a row in town for best hairstylist. That's what I'm going to do.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
And I did it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Congrats.
I don't have anything cool like, I mean, I should have invested,
I don't know. I think that's
get no
pretty
paid sick
cool.
days, take
Yeah.
more vitamins so I don't get sick.
Oh.
No.
We could talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you guys are booked up, but if you have openings,
For your
Or-
haircut?
well, not for me. I have
Oh.
a barber.
Okay.
Whoops.
Hold on.
I mean, we have a space in the cargo district, so of course I have a barber.
Oh, okay. Right.
Some
Uh,
those around here.
But if something falls through, I'll come hit you guys up.
Okay.
But where can people find you guys or book time with you?
So you can go online to salonnaturalbeauty.com
Mm.
and you scroll down, you see all of the peeps there and you click under book now, whoever you want to see. And then we also have an online store. We've got educational videos on how to style, refresh your curls, things like that. So yeah, we've got all kinds of information on our website, salonnaturalbeauty.com.
Okay. I love that for you.
Thank you.
really do. Oh, I also have a website. So it's Helen Clutch Studio. The clutch is with a K.
Right.
.com. And you can also do some shopping. I mean, you can see all of our sales. Right now in our salon, there's 2 chairs, but 4 of us that work there. And so moving over, we're adding another chair and just because two of the girls that work there, they're new moms, so they're just kind of like flip flopping.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how big I want to go from there, but I just like it small. Like I don't want to be somebody's boss. You
Yeah.
just pay,
Oh my gosh.
and you
Yep.
come in, you do you,
Yeah.
and it
I don't want
just
to have
works.
to tell you how to do it. I
When
will
you find your tribe, man.
gladly offer
Exactly.
advice or if you got questions, but I'm not going to manage people anymore. I
Yeah.
did that for a
Mhm.
while and it was not fun.
HelenClutchStudio.com, and that's clutch with a K.
SalonNaturalBeauty.com.
See, we just talked about this. We don't have competition between the best
I love
stylists.
Sammy.
I feel like that between the best.
I feel like if
everyone
we had a
lifts each
baby
other up.
together, it would be the president of the United States. Like that's how amazing we
Probably
are,
be a better
right?
choice.
I was gonna say, I would vote for the baby that doesn't exist right now.
Yes,
So
we would name it Shamilia.
Samelia.
Samilia.
There you go.
Samilian
Oh my gosh.
Dominguez McGee.
Samelia for president.
I
Well, thanks
love it.
for having us.
Thank
Yeah,
you
Thank you
guys.
so
so
much.
much.
This was
Yes.
fun.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah.
Everybody watching, or if you watched it live, thank you for hopping on here. You can catch the recording on our YouTube channel. If you like watching it, if you like listening, we're on all the major things,
Mhm.
and their links are in the show notes. To click it.
Oh,
Ooh.
look how fast that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. You guys
Magic
are
of
great.
editing.
Mhm.
That AI.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay, goodbye, world.
Goodbye.
Peace.